Hey guys, welcome back to Fig 5 Adventures. We are at the Hagood Historic Mill and Petroglyph site here in Pickens County, South Carolina. Really cool find. Beautiful, well-preserved place with the history. Just a beautiful place to walk around and learn a little bit more about the area. So we're gonna check out some petroglyphs, some rock carvings later on that they found while they were taking care of the site and excavating. And they built a building around the carvings, around the petroglyphs, to help protect it. So we're gonna check that out later, so stay tuned.
Mountains mighty, rivers wide, learning, loving, experiencing life. Precious moments, side by side. A Fig 5 fam, loving life. Adventure away, adventure away, adventure away. Adventure awaits. Adventure
Now check this out.
awaits.
They were telling us that these were originally in different locations and they took them apart piece by piece. You can see these tags that are on here. They labeled each piece of wood and they're numbered, so that way when they go to reassemble it, they can reassemble it in order. Now this one is one of the more freshly done homes that were relocated. He was explaining that the redness that you see here, the color will slowly disappear and it'll get more dark over time. So they just did this not too long ago, piece by piece. Truly amazing what they do to preserve parts of history and share it with all of us. So we're so appreciative of volunteers like this that set up these sites for us so we could learn a little bit more. So we walked a little bit of the nature trail, one side of it at least. We came back around here to the building here. Oh, got thunder in the background. It looks like we got a storm coming. Crazy part here about the mountains, most of you that live in the mountains know already that storms kind of sneak up on you pretty quickly. So we're gonna see what we can see in the meantime, and we'll probably explore the little store that they have while the rain passes. What are you guys doing?
It says each child may keep 2 items from the litter box.
Oh, nice. So what's really cool about this whole area here, every third Saturday of the month they do an event here. Every third Saturday of each month. It's $5, but they have people dressed up in time period clothing, and they have the mill operational, the blacksmith area operational, and the woodworking mill operational. So you get to come, enjoy music, enjoy the event, walk the grounds, see how people lived back then, and just, you know, enjoy beautiful scenery. You can't beat it. You're up here in the mountains. It's a great experience. So we're gonna go in this building now. You can see the rock face going inside. They built this building to protect the petroglyphs that we were talking about earlier. So we're gonna go inside, check that out. But you can see the Cherokee Indians lived in this area, and those are the carvings that you see. But you can see the river here where they would possibly come to, you know, maybe bathe, wash clothes, clean food, whatever it is that they did back then. So it's really neat to see all of this. You know, you kind of wonder if there isn't more carvings that are just washed away with time. but I'm glad they did manage to preserve that part of history there in that building. So we're looking forward to seeing that. Stay tuned.
The last to be uncovered by this archaeological dig. They are unique because each person was placed inside a structure with a small cupola on top. One on the far left has some form of headdress that the others do not have. Why were these glyphs created in a manner so different than all the others? We can never know, but such mysteries are part of the fascination of these ancient works, and it frees our minds to create our own versions about when and why they came to be. I will tell you a story. Are some of the members of the council. Others see these figures as playing the stickball game. We hear of such a stickball game played to settle serious disputes between Native American tribes. Could these images be an account of such an event here in prehistoric times? Are all petroglyphs people?
All right, so right here, this is a stone mortar where they would grind and crush. And you got the channel right there in the rock. That's really cool. So, like I said, we do have the thunderstorm moving in. So we're gonna try to get as much in as possible. But before that storm really gets here. But that's where we were just in. Very well preserved area. I love the fact that they put this much effort into protecting the site, and they just have it beautifully kept. So, you know, we were inside looking at that rock face, and it's really amazing, you know, that this whole area could potentially have more carvings, but they're just, you know, with the water and everything else, it's probably so hard to see. And I'm sure there's many others around. Then you got to think about the rocks that probably broke off that had carvings on them that may be still submerged underwater. So it's really neat to see. So we got that thunder rolling in. There's the chickens and the rooster that Jules pointed out crossing the road. Now we got to ask them why they crossed the road, guys. Look at that. You know, sorry. But this is where we're at, Hagood Mill. Look at that. And this is still, guys, this is what's amazing. This is still operational. You have the water that's channeled down to the wheel. And I believe, if I remember reading correctly, that this is the largest wheel in South Carolina. Generates about 28 horsepower for the grinding stone. Look at this. Absolutely amazing. They do still ground all sorts of stuff here. They grind all sorts of stuff here that they sell in the shop. And they do it the way it was done so many years ago. Family took off from me. I don't know where they went. Thought they were right behind me. Oh, there they are. They're exploring one of the cabins over there. I'm separated over here in this area, checking out the mill. But that rain is starting to come in. Very strong now. Absolutely beautiful weather though, nice and cool. It was very hot. There's the old pump there. Well pump. One of the old wheels. And there is the grindstone is inside of that. Can't really see very clearly through that, but that gray that you see back there is the stone. And that has to get replaced every so often. But look at this. They'll turn that on. They'll use this to lock it in. It'll turn on, start spinning with the wheel, and start spinning that grindstone. And then you got the hopper up top, and they could control how much flour is being let through. And as you can see, you have a lot of the belts, like right here, are leather belts, not rubber like we use today. Let's head on up. You hear that rain coming down. There's an old fan. Look at that. That's really cool. I know it's hard to see with the lighting, but let's try to get a peek up here with the rain coming in. And you can see the mechanics of how that wheel turns. That's really cool. What do you guys think about this? Can you imagine working this way? You know, you don't have any noise, no motors running. It's all done through water power there.
I know.
So you guys looked up there? Go check out how the wheel works. The water comes down and it rotates the wheel. See it?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? I'm trying to watch my step while walking, showing you guys this too. But that's all leather. Look at that. All the pulley systems, the belts, metal, wood, and leather. That's really neat. There's a better view. Yep, the grinding stones. The grindstones. It's the giant, those stones that are out there on the walkway.
Yeah.
That's what. Those are the ones that have been replaced over the years. So they set them out there so we could see what they actually look like. We'll go check those out. That's really cool. This is a really neat fan. Look at that. That is cool. Really amazing stuff. Alright, so now we're at the actual Hagood cabin. This is actually his cabin where he lived. We got chickens underneath the cabin right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And once again, this is all original, guys. This is just stuff that they preserved.
Sewing machine, right?
Oh yeah, look at that. It's I forgot what they're called, but yeah. They would make blankets, quilts, things like that. That's really cool. Alright, so I had to turn the light on so you could get a little bit better view, but there's the machine. And I think they still use this. I think every third Saturday of the month they have people that come in that actually make stuff, which is really cool to see. All original. Oh, there's the attic. That's neat. Yeah, they got an attic in there. But, oh, look at that on that's beautiful. Look at that. Joe, you need to see that quilt that's right here.
Okay.
On the wall.
Dad, I was thinking, what if they made the carpet right here?
Oh yeah.
They may have said.
No, I don't think so. That looks too modern, and I don't think they would put something down that people could step on, especially if it was made by hand. There's the chairs.
Daddy, look at.
Sorry, it's so hard to see, but oh, look at the little rocking chair. You like it?
Yeah. You have to sit in there.
I can't sit in that. That's for kids. I'll get stuck. I may break it. So the basket,
Hey,
that's huge.
Hey, Dad.
They use that to put kids inside of it, and then they'll put rocks on top of it, and that way the kids were on timeout. You did?
The spinning wheel.
You didn't know that?
But you gotta put a blanket over it, and then so then you can ship them.
There you
You
go.
have to go. Then you have to go through another state.
The spinning wheel was donated
Oh yeah,
in 1998.
that's cool. Ann Pickens Collins, December 1998. Spinning wheel donated to Hagood Mill. That's really cool. Here's an old desk. Actually, this is an old sewing machine. Look at that. There's an old sewing machine.
Yes.
There's the foot pedal.
No,
That's really cool.
that's a desk.
No, it's a sewing. There used to be a sewing machine up here. That's really neat.
Right in this.
So this is the one cabin I didn't get to go in that they did when I was over at the mill. I'm gonna come in and wow. That's really cool. Sorry if the camera lens is fogging up there. It's really neat to see this part of history. Old cabinets. There's the upstairs sleeping wall. It's the bed. You got the dolls. Raggedy Ann dolls. A little bit creepy. I don't like dolls as is. Whew, there it is. There's the thunder. And there's the mill. That's so cool. Moonshine still, okay. So we got a moonshine still, we got a cotton gin, blacksmith shop, and the nature trails that way, but we're not gonna do that just yet. Not until it clears up a little bit more. What do we got here?
This is where they make moonshine.
What's moonshine, Juliana?
Huh?
What's moonshine?
I don't know. Alcohol.
All right, Jackson got it.
Alcohol.
That's crazy. Seeing all the old pictures. So, if you guys don't know, this is actually a very dangerous process.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Things could blow up. Boom.
They can?
It's crazy. So, there was a time it was called Prohibition, where they made all alcohol illegal. So these guys started coming up to the mountains, to very isolated places, and they started making it. And then, you know, racing, like NASCAR and stuff like that, that's actually how NASCAR and all that started, because the guys would try to get cars really, really, really fast to smuggle alcohol to these places. So it became like a kind of like a race, like a challenge, like yeah. And then next thing you know, we have racing, NASCAR, and all that fun stuff.
Like the YouTube video, so like, I'm trying to smuggle this into another state.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, but they didn't have phones or anything like that back then. So you can imagine just being in the middle of nowhere making this stuff. If something happened, nobody would know.
Yeah.
Nobody would know at all. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Mom, there's this thing that
So here's the nail.
Okay.
That little thick section right there is going to be the head of the nail.
Okay. What?
You play with Play-Doh?
Yes, we do.
This is just like Play-Doh when it's 1800, 1900 degrees. We call it grown-up Play-Doh.
About the blacksmith there.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yes.
So what were some things you learned?
Well, I learned that, like, at the age of 6, apparently you would be sent off. Like, he said never see your family again, right?
Yeah, I mean, because some
just
people
go
will come
work.
from Europe. They would send their kids all the way from Europe at the age of 6 to be an apprentice under a blacksmith.
Yeah.
And the blacksmith will house them, feed them, raise them, teach them to read and write. And that's it. I mean, that they will learn blacksmithing. At age of 6, standing in front of those hot flames,
I know.
making metal, and then, you know, as you grow, you learn different things. Isn't that crazy?
Like you were
That's
saying,
crazy.
the 6-year-olds would be like doing like by the fire and stuff.
Yep.
And like the 10, 12-year-olds and stuff like that would be actually like doing the hammering and stuff.
Yep, exactly. And then
Yeah.
as they got older, they'll just keep, you know, rotating and
Yeah.
learning different
And
things.
like Jackson, as 10, he would be hammering.
He would be hammering. Yep. Isn't that crazy though?
Yeah.
All by hand.
Jax, you have
So,
to be hammering.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin. That was an awesome experience. We were here at the blacksmith shop here at the Hagood Historic Site, Hagood Mill Historic Site. He gave us a nail, which was really cool. So we're looking forward to coming back, definitely. Every third Saturday of the month. They do classes too, blacksmithing classes. So we're looking forward to coming back and experiencing that. But really cool experience. And we're so grateful for him taking the time out of his day to give us that little gift, that present. He made that nail right there in front of us, and we'll always cherish that. So thank you, Mr. Kevin. We appreciate you so much. And it was an awesome experience that we'll never forget. So all these grindstones that you see here, all lined up, they're from different mills. They have signs here that are telling you which mill they're from. So as they were replaced, they were brought here so you can learn a little bit about the process and what's all involved. And they're all different sizes. You have the thin ones, then you have the thick ones. Really cool to see though. All right, guys, so we just got done with the Hagood Historic Mill. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome experience, right?
Yeah.
Joe, what did we get? We got some goodies at the little store there.
Man, we got grits
Yep.
and cornbread, and then we got hot sauce and caramel apple butter.
That looked good.
Yes, I'm
That
very
did.
excited about
Yep.
that one.
So, you guys may think like, oh, why the grits and why the cornbread? Well, we bought it there because the grits and the cornbread was actually milled right there. That grindstone that you guys saw, the old-fashioned way. So it wasn't put in a grinder or you know, a modern grinder or anything like that. It was done the old-fashioned way, and they do that quite often and sell it to the public. So we wanted to give it a try. And what was it called?
Red, white, and blue popcorn grits.
There you go. Red, white, and blue popcorn grits. So we're very interested to try it and see how it is, especially the cornbread. We got that cornbread recipe book, so we look forward to that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that seems like it's going to be very good. But we're just driving right now. We're gonna go on another adventure, and we literally have no GPS on. We just took a couple of different turns and exploring around. So we're having fun, and we're gonna enjoy the rest of our day. But
and get ready to go. Morning sun is calling out today. Down the paths we've never run, on new adventures every day. Adventure